What's good, everyone? Friends and family. Audiolithic Mac once again with another video. And I have to give a small shout out to Weaver Beats. But he also dissed me at the same time. But he also gave me a little bit of credit. But Weaver Beats, I have some advice for you. Since you mentioned, oh, I can't, where's the context? The context. Bro, I'm watching your video right now. We're going to see if your video that talked about my videos about EA Ski, I'm going to give you your props for talking about me and posting my videos about EA Ski on your platform, right? But I'm going to see if your videos, first of all, start off with context.
Feedback. Okay, what should we start with? This looks kind of interesting. I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know how good it is. Oh, some news, though. Me and my
Bro, you all over the place. My videos, if you got to use a little bit of common sense, use your brain cells for 1 second, man. I don't know, do you smoke a lot of Mary Jane or something, man? Mary Jane, or I hope you're not popping those pills. But if you use, first of all, use some common sense first. You see what I'm coming at when I have my intros to the videos. You see everything clearly. What I do is give you a hint of what's going on to immediately lure you in to the theme, right? Lure you in to the main focus, right? But have to work you to that main focus. Because people like you, just like you said, you don't even know who CMT is. You're like, who is CMT? Who is CMT? Who is CMT? Well, let's go to your video. Just like you stated, you don't even know who CMT is. And that is my point, Weaver Beats. How come you don't know who CMT is? Check out the video.
Dr. Indy? Like, is there another one before this? Because I want the context on this. I don't know who CMT is either. The context on this. I don't know who CMT is either. The chat has spoken. We would turn the weird delay back on. I can't do it for everything. Or, like, I mean, I can maybe do it when the music is playing or something. But it's also kind of dishonest, too, because that's not how it's actually being played. There was only 3. Okay, we'll just see what this is.
It went up in value because I started really talking about it. You know, I started talking about it.
This guy doesn't know what the Dunning-Kruger effect is.
Putting shine on it. And
What's up, something?
people's like, oh man, people heard.
Bro, I wish you would. I want to react to your Waves video, bro.
It's my ego.
To be fair, I've already talked about that before, too, though. And I also talked about it in another recent video.
A few moments later.
Now, back to Weaver Beats, right? I'm going to educate you, Weaver Beats. I see you the type of guy that you have to break down everything real slowly so you can understand what's going on. But I like you, Weaver Beats. You can be a jerk at times, but I like you. This is how it all starts with EA Ski. I want you to pay attention, Weaver Beats. This is how it started. It was 2 guys, CMT and EA Ski. They were best friends, buddies. They decided to become a production team or a group. EA Ski was the rapper, CMT was the producer. What happened was that CMT and EA Ski became a fixture name. But the mastermind behind the production was CMT. EA Ski was not making anything. The reason why we know that is because of the words from CMT in an interview. He said that with his own mouth. And if you look at the musical credits from Spice One all the way down to the last partnership credits that they did, even with Blast If I Have To, you're going to see CMT as the producer and the writer. But you never hear anything about CMT. You never hear Ski mention CMT. And you never heard of CMT. That is the argument Weaver Beats, pay attention, Weaver Beats. That's the argument that CMT had and why he left EA Ski. EA Ski was getting all the accolades and acknowledgments, but CMT was not, despite CMT being the mastermind behind the whole group. He was the one making all the beats, making all the music. Can you get it through your head, Weaver Beats? Can you see now? You need patience, Weaver Beats. I can tell you're not a part of any type of fraternal organization, because the first thing you learn in a fraternal organization is patience. You don't have any patience. The virtue of patience, Weaver Beats. Calm down. Slow down. I know you done, I don't know if you done rode the white horse or something, because the most impatient people out there are individuals who have rode the white horse. Do you know what the white horse is? Do I have to break that down to you too? It's called snowboarding. I hope you're not a snowboarder, because people who are snowboarders are highly impatient people. Learn patience, Weaver Beats, but I digress. Well, CMT, Weaver Beats, did all the beats. Now, what does that have to do with now? And what does that have to do with a press play producer? A press play producer is just like an AI producer. AI producer does not make the music. They don't make the music. They prompt the music, right? They prompt the music. Then once the music has been prompted and generated, what do they do next, Weaver Beats? What do they do next? They press the play button. They play it so you can hear it, they can hear it, and then they upload the song so the masses can hear it. Now, a press play producer in the sense of EA Ski is the same exact thing. He doesn't make any of those beats, bro. Thomas McCree makes those beats. Dominic Bazille makes those beats. Dominic Bazille makes those beats. Now, I'm not going to play It's My Ego. You play It's My Ego. You can, if you have an ear for music, you can hear all the elements within that track. That whole track, when they say keyboardist, that's pretty much the MPC. That's pretty much a Yamaha motif. That's pretty much a Roland Phantom X. That's what a keyboardist is, right? They programmed everything. They did it all. You have never seen Ski make a beat, bro. Never seen. Nobody has seen Ski. I'm not talking about chopping a sample. The samples he is chopping are beats made by Dominic Bazille and Thomas McCree. What they do, they send him the wave files. And he chops them up. Anybody can chop up and hit the doggone buttons, Weaver Beats. Anybody can do that. But did you create the composition? Have you ever seen EA Ski physically perform and create the composition? No. You've seen Dominic Bazille perform live and create compositions. You've seen Thomas McCree perform live and create the compositions. You have never in your lifetime seen EA Ski perform a live composition of a instrumental, playing the strings, playing the bass sounds, playing the synth sounds, playing the leads, playing the synth bass in a video and programming the beats. I'm not talking about chopping a sample. Get out of the mindset of chopping a sample is music. Chopping a sample, anybody can chop a sample, Weaver Beats. Anybody. You don't have to have musical skill or talent to chop a sample. All you need is a loop and the knowledge to chop and sample in 4s and 8s and 16ths. Do you understand, Weaver Beats? I'm breaking this down to you so you can understand. Because your comprehension, what is it called? Knowledge retention is very short. So I'm going to break that down to you, right? Because unfortunately, there are a lot of people, and this me being, out of topic again, just to, clarify some things. There are people in this society who, what's the word for it? They lack certain, they lack the ability to ascertain information properly. I'm not saying that's you. You just have a patience problem. Your problem is a lack of patience. Patience is a virtue. You learn that in every college fraternity and social organization is be patient. Right. Some things are above certain individuals' basic comprehension. There are just some people who would just, when they see something, they can't see the underlying. Some people can see the underlying, but there's other people who just see things on face value, right? They can't see that minute detail on top of the face. They can't see what is known as signs and symbols. Some of us know signs and symbols. That's all I'm going to say about that. So we are trained to see things above the average human comprehension. Do you understand? But I digress. So, a press play producer, because I go straight to the point, Weaver Beats, because of people who have low attention spans, like yourself. You have a low attention span. That's what I wanted to say. Low attention span. Press play producers are no different than AI producers. All they do is press play. They don't do the work. Somebody else is making the loops, making the drums. They just press play. Or, for the example that you had given, just chop the samples of somebody else's composition. That's no different than an AI producer. No different. No different. And that's the argument that CMT had. EA Ski, and you make a perfect example of that. Everybody knows EA Ski, but no one knows CMT. When CMT made all the beats, and EA Ski refuses to acknowledge CMT. Refuses to. Why is that? That's the question that we all want to know, Weaver Beats. We want to know why EA Ski refuses to address and acknowledge CMT. And that is where the pseudologia fantastica, the cognitive dissonance, and the cognitive bias comes into play. Now, that's all I have for this video. This video is for Weaver Beats and for anybody else who feel that they are lost when it comes to this discussion. This discussion is to put CMT where he belongs, where you will know who CMT is. Because a lot of you are blinded by the name EA Ski when it's CMT who did all of that. And it's like he is just forgotten when it comes to those particular works, those particular songs, those particular albums. Spice One, Mr. Mike, Master P, True, The Loonies, etc., etc. It was CMT, Weaver Beats. I want you to say CMT 10 times. CMT, 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 CMT. So you will know who CMT is. He's the one making the beats. Dominic Bazile, Thomas McCree are the ones who are making the beats now. EA Ski is just pressing play. He's giving this false impression that he is making the beats. He is not making them, Weaver Beats. Tom Lukens is the one who is mixing the beats. He is one is dialing in all of the hardware parameters. Do you understand? Do you understand? So that's all I have for Weaver Beats, to break down why it's time to expose this con and give CMT his proper flowers and respect. Peace.